Thomas, sir, my pointed question to you is, uh, what should the young audience, the youth, be doing to land up jobs with Amit? I mean, what should the two three things that you can suggest from your experience of 30 odd years that they should be doing so that they can go very confidently to Amit saying, "Hey, we are hireable," you know. So instead of 70s to one, how can they become like a 30s to one, 40s to one as we go along?
Yeah, I think, yeah, thanks so much, Rohit. So I think, I just want to, step back to the entire education system and, and see what the educators can do and what the students as well should do. So I think clearly, I think we all have sort of pointed out in one way or the other that currently, our curriculum struggles to stay updated, and and clearly under the garb of quality assurance, if there's any curriculum change that needs to be made, it could take about 4 to 5 years, and by the time that new curriculum comes in, it's pretty much outdated again. So that's a huge challenge, and therefore, as Daya rightly mentioned, most of the people coming out of campus are very theoretically oriented. There was also a Gartner study which was recently published, which said that only 16% of employees who have been hired have been found suitable for current roles or future roles, have the skills. So actually, you have the large IT firms who spend several weeks or months training these freshers. So that's really where the education starts. So having said that, I think I think the interesting thing here is that the focus has to shift from the employer to the employee. Historically, the focus has always been on the employer, which is that employer goes, does campus recruitment, hires a bunch of people based on a variety of tests that they do. Still, they find that they're not up to the mark, but that's the best that they have. Then they put them through a rigorous internal training of specific skills, at their own internal training centers, and then build them up slowly. And then they quickly discover that these employees, somebody gets 10% more, and he or she, flies the nest, right? So there's a very high attrition rate and high churn, and employers are back to the same rut of again rehiring, and the costs are huge. So I think this is a great opportunity for for the focus to shift to the employee. So therefore, what is the employee doing when he or he is studying, in college? How can the employee take the initiative to actually connect with industry when they are studying, okay, to actually start doing some live projects? And unfortunately, in the Indian system, everybody wants to do everything for money, right? But I think we are in today in a situation where you have to say that, look, a student has to say that, look, I'm willing to invest time to learn, right? I'm willing to do an internship. I'm willing to take on a project, not because there's money in it, but because I can learn and because I can therefore equip myself a lot better, right? So to my mind, I think this pandemic and the fact that people are struggling with jobs is also leading to a significant mindset change in people, where people are saying that, look, I need to take control myself. I cannot let a Hanu Software or an Infosys or a TCS or somebody else hire me and then take me on my journey. And there's a lot of there's a lot of courses out there, which are free, which are paid, which they can certainly do. Plus, they can, I think, if they can collaborate with their engineering schools and see how best they can set up potential partnerships with industry and start doing concrete stuff on the ground, and not for money. I mean, they should do it because they have a heart and they have a desire to learn. And 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 as many of us have already mentioned, it's not the theoretical learning, but it's the practical learning, which you do not get in the classroom. You can only get it outside the classroom. So if you're going to get it outside the classroom, then you should be willing to take the extra step and put in the time to do it, because you're learning something, and that will then help you, as you sort of get into the job world. So that's one piece where I'm saying that the focus now should shift from the employer to the employee, and the employee now needs to take the ownership on himself or herself to upskill, to learn and upskill, because there's plenty of opportunity out there, right? That's really the first part. The second part I want to touch upon is that what's also really missing in the Indian ecosystem more than any other ecosystem is the total absence of soft skills. And and this is something, sadly, even in programs that the NASSCOM is running called the Future Skills Program and so on, there is so much focus on hard skills and there is no focus on soft skills. And there are so many examples that I give. And I've had live cases in my own ex-organization where we ran a CRM business and we were part of we were subsidiary of a global firm, and we wanted to do some outsourced work, some for our parent company, and we discovered that we had a very good team. They were very skilled, they had the knowledge, their hard skills were perfect, but the soft skills were very poor. And because the soft skills were very poor, converting a problem statement into a requirement and therefore a solution became a very complex thing. There was too much of toing and froing. And this is the feedback that I get from a lot of people that I talk to in the US and in Europe. And they say that, look, India has great talent. Okay, we believe it. But unfortunately, it's not there are some challenges. I mean, the talent is not reliable because, you don't see the same person very often through the project. We find it very difficult to explain, things. They don't sometimes get it. So there are a host of such problems which are there. So I think it's imperative that while you build hard skills, and hard skills are really key because of all the transformation that's happening worldwide, the new technologies that are coming in, it's also extremely important for you to start building some basic skills around communication and emotional intelligence and adaptability and teamwork and things of that kind. So I think there's lots of opportunity today. It's not that there's no opportunity. So I think it's, but again, I will park the ownership. It's an ownership issue, and the ownership now has to lie with the student or the employee. It cannot get constantly parked with the employer, and that's the fundamental shift that the fundamental change that I'd like to talk about, which is like in an organization today, because of remote working, work from home, and so on, the ownership and the responsibility has to shift from the employer to the employee, because he or she is not going to be measured on number of hours they put in, but on their output and their productivity, right? So, I mean, there's a shift of thinking, there's a shift of mindset. Leadership needs to change the way they think, and likewise, employees, students need to fundamentally change the way they actually think. Yeah, those are my couple of points. Thank you.